Hello and welcome to the Monster Jam Weekly Podcast. My name is Monster Jam Historian. You can follow my social media at Monster Jam Historian on Instagram and Monster Jam Historian on YouTube. You can also follow the official Monster Jam Weekly Podcast page at Monster Jam Weekly _podcast on Instagram and Monster Jam Weekly Podcast on YouTube and Podbean. Today we will venture into Monster Jam in Riyadh, results in Japan and Puerto Rico. Strap yourselves in, mash that loud pedal, and get ready because it's time to jam. It's time for the news. Last week I mentioned the Basil brothers and their schedule for 2019, and yet again things have changed. So Aaron Basil has moved from driving Exterminator to driving Monster Mutt on Triple Threat East now. Now there are 3 drivers that will rotate driving Exterminator. Buddy Tompkins will be driving at Tampa, St. Louis, and Anaheim Show 2. Roy Pridgeon will be driving at Glendale, Anaheim Show 3, San Diego Show 2, Miami, and Jacksonville. And finally, J.R. McNeil will be driving in Detroit and Philadelphia. We move on to the upcoming events. Last week I talked about the Riyadh show in Saudi Arabia, the show's announcement, dates, etc. This time we have show times and drivers, so let's throttle straight into it. The first show is on Thursday, November 21st. Doors will open at 2 p.m. Pit party will commence at 5:30 and run until 7 p.m. Show 1 commences at 8:30 and aims to end at 11 p.m. Friday, 22nd, Show 2 commences. Doors will open at 2 p.m. Pit party commences at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Show 2 will commence at 6:30 p.m. and aim to end at 8:30 p.m. Saturday, 23rd, doors will open at 2 p.m. Pit party commences at 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Show 3 will begin at 8 p.m. and aims to end at 10:30 p.m. Sunday, 24th, doors open at 2 p.m. Pit party commences at 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Show 4 will begin at 8 p.m. and aims to end at 10:30 p.m. Monday, 25th, doors open at 2 p.m. Pit party commences at 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Show 5 will begin at 6 p.m. and aim to end at 8:30 p.m. Tuesday, 26th, the last show, doors will open at 2 p.m. Pit party commences at 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Show 6 will begin at 6 p.m. and aims to end at 8:30 p.m. Now that's a lot of information. The following trucks will be at all 6 shows: Gravedigger, Charlie Porkin, Zombie, Bari Musawa, Max D, Neil Elliott, Scooby-Doo, Miranda Kozad, Riyadh Season, Steven Sims, Gas Monkey Garage, BJ Johnson, El Toro Loco, Becky McDonough, and Monster Mutt Dalmatian, Candace Jolly. This will be the first time Gravedigger will be competing in Riyadh and the first in-competition debut of the Riyadh season truck. Our last segment today is the event summaries. This weekend, Monster Jam went fully international. Monster Jam roared into both Tokyo, Japan and San Juan, Puerto Rico. After the huge success with Monster Jam in Osaka back in 2016, Monster Jam knew they had to come back to Japan, this time to Tokyo. The MetLife Dome was constructed into the perfect battleground for the driver athletes to wreak havoc. This event would mark Taka Higashino's Monster Jam debut, with Monster Jam world champion Todd LeDuc to coach him by his side. Morgan Kane, driver of Gravedigger, posted a story on his Instagram in which he said, "Last night was a really muddy practice. Dirt has got a lot of moisture in it, so we are hoping everything kinda dries out a bit so we can get a good show in." The track, according to Morgan Kane, feels like running on the beach. The track was a slightly different Chicago style with a dirt backflip ramp in the middle, similar to the tracks in 2014 and 2015. Bari Musawa in Zombie would defeat Morgan Kane in Gravedigger for the first show. Max D's Neil Elliott would take the Skills Challenge win, and Bari Musawa would edge out the freestyle win from Neil. Bari was also able to grab the overall event championship. Taka Higashino's first show was a huge success. He had some great moves and was absolutely fantastic. The full article link is in the bio. The beautiful Puerto Rico would host Monster Jam yet again. Some of Monster Jam's best triple threat athletes would compete overseas for 3 shows. Despite not competing since May at the Monster Jam World Finals 20, Brandon Vincent in Gravedigger would sweep the first event on Friday, taking the racing win, donut win, skills challenge win, freestyle win, and overall event championship. Saturday afternoon, Cody Saucier in Monster Energy would take the racing win, Blake Granger's Max D would take the skills challenge win, but Monster Energy would take the donut win, freestyle win, and overall event championship. According to Samuel Romain, Saturday afternoon kept the fans in San Juan on the edge of their seats from beginning to end. Puerto Rican fans proved to be some of the loudest and most enthusiastic fans these athletes have ever witnessed. Saturday night would be the last of the Puerto Rico shows. Cody Saucier and Monster Energy would take the racing win. Blake Granger and Max D would take the skills challenge win. Brandon Vincent and Gravedigger would take the donut win, and Blake Granger and Max D would take the freestyle win and overall event championship. Full article link is in the description. Thank you everyone so much for listening or watching. Remember, if you want to follow me on social media, it's at Monster Jam Historian on Instagram, Monster Jam Historian on YouTube, at Monster Jam Weekly _podcast on Instagram, and Monster Jam Weekly Podcast on YouTube and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.